Hello and welcome to the conversation. We are back. Look, it's hard to believe that this is the last episode of season 2 for our show.
Wow.
Thank you all so much for being with us for these 2 seasons. We are going to have a great last show for this season, but guess what? We'll be back for a 3rd season after this. But before all that happens, we got a lot to talk about.
My God.
As always, I'm joined by my co-host, the voice known as Greg Kirkland Jr.
Welcome back.
Our resident millennial, DeMarcus Smith.
Hey, man, this the last episode. Yes, sir.
And the Jeffrey Fauntleroy.
I'm exhausted from the pre-show.
Look,
No namaste nothing.
No namaste today.
No namaste. We've got a lot to talk about. We're going to jump right into it. So I want to start off with kind of a serious question to start off with. With so much going on in our country, racial unrest, violence, crime, political uproar, uprising, so much going on. Thinking about all of that and just your personal vision or goals or thing that you'd like to see, what's the one thing in the next 5 or 10 years that you would like to see happen in our country?
I would like to see America come to terms with its past. I believe that it is going to take a generation or 2 in order to get past what America has embraced for too long. Black people have been ostracized, criticized, demonized, bastardized. And until America takes black people, immigrants, those who don't look like the average white person, and treat them as a human being, as a citizen of these United States, productive, the opportunity to do just as much as anyone else, until we get a level playing field, I don't think America will ever be as great as it can be.
Okay.
And I think it has to change, and the only way it's going to change is if we come to terms with respecting one another, regardless of who they are, what they represent racially, or anything else.
Is that something that can happen in the next 5 or 10 years?
I believe that a good portion of it can, absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
All right. DeMarcus?
He wasn't playing, boy. No namaste today. I think he said a key word, which I embody so much. I think in the next 5 years, we can become respecters of persons. I think it's something that's doable if everybody stops trying to be right, or everybody stops trying to point out or point to what each person is doing, each demographic's doing wrong. And I know that's a long shot, but I mean, at the end of the day, if we can draw the line at I'm gonna respect you, you respect me, then I think it opens up conversations. It opens up more listening versus trying to prove why I'm right, et cetera. And I think it's doable only based upon leadership, not just from the top level, but your state level, your local level leadership. Literally putting people in there, not because of party, but because of wanting to make sure that the people are taken care of. And it's not to say they're gonna get everything right perfectly, but actually just really being a respecter of the people that you serve means I'm gonna try my best to take care of you versus try to get this agenda done. So I think it's something that every generation, every tenure of political office, everybody's had the opportunity to do. And no matter whether you're a judge, whatever, Senate, whatever role you play, but if it believe that respect in any generation, past, present, future, if we can get that down, I think we'll move along.
That's good.
Greg?
I can almost say the same thing verbatim. I think for me, it's strong and trusted leadership.
Yeah.
And administration.
Yeah.
just having people in that people respect enough,
Yeah.
regardless of what side are you on, regardless of what party you are.
Right.
But a strong and trusted leadership, administration that people trust enough
Yeah.
and respect enough to be able to have give and take
Right.
and have compromise enough to where we can have a little harmony.
Right.
Harmony. It might be two-part harmony. Might not be three-part.
Gotcha.
Yeah, no,
Gotcha.
But just harmony, in the
Damn,
next
that's a key
5 or 10
word.
years, my desire is, as a country, is just to have more harmony.
Gotcha.
I love
That's
that
good.
word,
That's
man.
good. That's good.
Harmony.
That's good. All right. Y'all ready to start the conversation?
Yes, sir.
All right. We got a good one.
Will it be in harmony?
Probably not. Probably not. But look, we've had on both seasons, and again, we've had a lot of feedback on our conversations about dating. We've tried to be about dating, but our experiences and some of the feedback we get from our audience. So one of the things that we talk about dating so much, people want to know about actually finding Mrs. Right. Now that's different than dating.
My.
Finding Mrs. Right. So we want to just talk about, let's help the people out. And hopefully by helping the brothers, we'll help some of these sisters as well. All right. Okay. So
Finding Miss Right.
first of all, let's start with something, and then we'll kind of build. What do you look for?
My.
And again, we're going to have to kind of move through our answers because there's so much to cover.
Yeah,
we're going to have to kind of move through our answers. But
You say, wait,
Yeah.
wait. You say, what do you look for?
what do you look for when you look right?
Oh, man. I'm sorry. I'm
Go
sorry.
on, let him go.
No.
Go ahead.
You know what, man? I don't think you can look for Mrs. Right. I think that it will show up
Oh, G set up in the
if she's
chat
the
with that.
one.
Okay.
If she's brown sugar,
Okay.
Brown sugar.
I think it will show up.
Okay.
I just heard something about, somebody talking about sparks flying, this, that, and the other. Well, that's not true, I don't believe.
Okay.
But you have to have something for. You may not know that she's Mrs. Right, but what are you looking for? When you out there, if you're out dating, there's something you're looking for.
I
It's
can't
not-
just have a blank canvas.
I think what you do is you move forward, and if it don't happen, if it don't click,
Then you move on?
Let me
you
move
move
on.
on.
You're not helping. You're not helping. You're not helping.
I don't think
You're
there's
not
a
helping.
thing. There's not
DeMarcus,
a thing.
That's his answer. His
DeMarcus-
answer is nothing.
No, it's not a thing.
Okay.
Karen,
It happened. No.
Look at me,
it
Karen.
happened. It happened with me and her. It
sis,
happened.
I'll call you. I'll call you after this airs.
And I said,
Blink twice if you're
I said,
DeMarcus, what about you? What do you look for? I mean, again, what
Mrs.
are
Right.
those things that you were kind of looking for, or those things that you kind of knew? What is it? We're talking about. We're not
Man.
talking about
Yeah,
just
yeah.
somebody to kick it with or to date.
Not
somebody,
bumping baskets, nothing
No,
like
not
that.
not
here we go.
bumping the baskets.
Leave that alone.
That was last.
Oh, man.
3 weeks ago.
I think
I'm a little disappointed that y'all taking this long. to
No,
answer.
because it's something that
Gotta
evolves. It's
think
something
about-
that happens over
You,
I don't know about
you're
that
done.
one.
You're done. You're done.
But I would say, like,
done.
Mute your
How am I
microphone.
done?
This is
Mute
a
your
conversation
microphone.
stopper for you.
No. How am I done? I
Karen has you so trained you won't even say anything.
No.
You gotta elaborate on your
It
nothingness.
happened. Listen, I had a standard. I saw what I knew.
But what
So
was
what's
the
the standard?
standard? Is the question.
Standard was somebody nice.
Okay, that's what he asked you.
Thank you.
Somebody that was
Jeez.
somebody that was easy. You
Oh,
that's the problem.
okay.
Somebody,
Thank you.
He was
Listen, America.
No.
I'm gonna tell you what happened.
No.
He ain't namaste at the beginning, so he done threw his whole
He
back
all be
might
all
be
down.
off.
easy like Sunday morning.
Okay.
Somebody
okay.
that was
Oh,
peaceful.
now.
Hey,
Now he's
hey,
poetic. Now he's poetic.
Somebody,
Now he Lionel Richie.
somebody that was
Say Lionel
peaceful.
Richie.
Somebody that I was comfortable with.
Okay.
Somebody who didn't see me as a trophy or something that I could get because at the time I was pretty popular in the community. So somebody who just wanted me for me.
Got it.
Thank you. Let's give him a
popular in
hand,
the
y'all. Let's give him a
community.
hand.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay.
Strong J. Strong J. Strong J. DeMarcus, what about you?
All right.
You
so
should
like-
have time to think
Oh,
by
no,
now.
I had it. I had to
I hate
make sure
all
he
of
had it.
y'all.
I would say like the Mrs. Right for me challenged me on a completely different level, right?
Okay.
It wasn't sexual. It wasn't, you know, doing what most females would do. No, I'm talking about.
Go ahead, Reverend.
Talking about right off the jump, right?
Keep talking. Keep talking.
Real talk.
Go ahead,
Think
Doc.
about
Go
it.
ahead,
Yeah,
man.
you know what? Let me
Go
tell
ahead,
you
young
something.
man.
Talk to
You know
this.
what I'm saying? This young game.
ahead.
This young game right here. Listen closer. When I mean is, you know, you got the ladies who just do,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And think that that's what is going to keep me.
Yeah.
But to challenge me in a completely different manner was to really pull and push.
That one over there.
To pull and push. Y'all listen to this young game. You know what I'm saying? It was a challenge to push me further. Like, I want you to challenge me to where I have to chase you in a sense. And vice versa. Like, challenge me mentally, challenge me emotionally. Like, when I found Mrs. Right, Chastity, Renee, Hardman
Come on.
Smith,
Come on.
you know what
Come
I'm
on.
saying?
Come on. Come
The
on.
thing that she
Set it up,
did
Doc,
was
set it up.
she didn't do what all other females did.
Yeah.
She literally,
Yeah.
she had her standard.
That's good.
And it made me step my game up.
But did you know through that was the one?
Listen, right off the rip.
Thank
Let me tell you why.
Moving on. Thank you.
Let me tell you, right off the rip.
Thank you.
Only
Don't
because
try to make him come
only
over to your
because-
side because you didn't
It's
know.
young game.
Because he
I'm
didn't
just-
know.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm
Only
just
because
trying to get people off this. Oh, the
gotta have a
thunder
list.
went off. the
No, it
lightning
wasn't no
went off.
thunder or nothing. Like, but
Oh,
it was
okay.
it wasn't no none of that movie
okay.
stuff.
There you go.
But it was really just like she was the first woman I was completely honest with from jump.
There you
Yeah.
go.
Okay.
Even in fear of, you really want me to answer that question?
There you go.
And then her response was,
She was able to handle.
oh, okay.
There you
So
go.
now
There
that
you
we
go.
got that on the table,
Got you.
that ain't happening no more.
Right.
There
You know
you
what I'm
go.
saying? That's the challenge.
There you go.
So then for me as a man, it's just like, ooh, wait a minute. All right, so I can be honest with you.
Yeah.
And you can handle that. It's okay.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go further.
you go.
The challenge of, listen, I see this type of emotion from you, but I believe you can do something different.
Yeah.
Okay, well, instead of just saying it, it was, now let me challenge you to do something different. Next time we argue or whatever, instead of
Try
you
a
doing
different route.
A,
Sure.
let's
Try
do
a
this.
different
Boy, you
Okay,
putting it down.
gotcha.
I this young game.
All right.
You know what I'm
Greg,
saying?
what about you,
man?
Greg?
I got hey, give it up.
Young game, you know what I'm saying?
Look,
OG.
Slapping skin.
It took them both 15 minutes to come up with something. Now they want to dap up. Okay.
That ain't-
Greg,
that
what
ain't
about you?
Cape Crusaders.
Batman and Rubens.
I'm Batman.
Anyway, so
That's
so,
Ruben.
which
Go
one
back
is
to
which?
Namaste, man.
All right,
Go ahead,
so
Greg.
if you ask me,
And I did.
you did.
Greg, same.
How do you find? No. How do you find Mrs. Right, or what do you look for in Mrs. Right? This was my criteria.
Okay.
I knew that I needed a Michelle Obama.
Man, elaborate.
You're going to have to.
Elaborate.
Yeah, you're going to have to
Michelle.
bring that back. You're gonna
Now,
have
that's
to-
it's a whole lot to Michelle Obama.
I'm gonna be
What
your
part of
therapist
Michelle
today.
Obama,
Let's
what did you
let's
need?
unpack
Come on,
that.
man.
Let me
Yeah,
tell
yeah,
you.
unpack that.
Let
all
me tell you
that.
something. Let me tell
I'm
you
sorry,
something.
Michelle. All respect
Let
to you.
me tell you.
Come on.
Let me tell you. Okay. I needed a woman that could push, support, bring out the best
Absolutely. That's good.
in me.
That's
Okay.
Good. That's good.
And at times, possibly even be the one to run the ship and make me look good.
Okay.
That's good.
Well, yeah, that's Michelle Obama.
Ooh.
Yeah.
That's good.
I knew I needed that.
That's good.
I
how
knew
did
I
you
needed
know
those.
that?
All right.
know what I'm
so,
saying?
so the thing that stood out to me about Leslie was this. Above everything else. Now, I had a list.
Yeah.
And I said, okay, is there something wrong with having a list?
No,
Okay,
no.
I'm just asking.
There's nothing wrong with
I'm
having a
just-
list.
No, I'm asking a question.
Now,
Because somebody out there is going to wonder
some
if it's
people,
okay to have a
some
list.
people say you shouldn't have a list,
Okay.
but I disagree with that.
Gotta have
I think that you should have a list. Now, where people go wrong is that their list is so rigid and they
Yeah.
can't, and they don't. There's no
no
bend.
balance.
Or
Yeah, no
if
balance
your
in it.
list is filled with things that won't last. You know, if you just
Yeah,
have
yeah.
superficial things on the
list.
list.
Yeah.
I got you. Okay,
no,
go ahead,
you
Greg.
got to
That's
have
good.
a list of
That's
things
good.
that's going to sustain.
That's
you.
good. That's good.
Okay.
I like
Yeah.
that.
So I had a list of things that I prayed about, and then I had some deal breakers. If
Yeah.
thi-
We gonna get
if
to that.
this- Okay, we're gonna
We
get to
coming
that.
to
All
that.
right.
Oh, yeah, we
so,
coming.
so I had my list, right? But the thing that stood out most to me about Leslie was this: she was willing to try.
Yeah.
She was willing to try. So if there was something in the dating time, if there was something that I noticed and I was just like, that might be a little, I don't know if I care for that too much, and I was honest and I expressed, well, that ain't really, what I loved about Leslie from the beginning was that she wasn't, well, this is who I am, take it or leave it.
Yes, sir.
Oh, okay. Some flexibility.
Yeah,
sir.
she was. This is me.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
take me or leave me.
Yeah.
If you can't deal with this, then you won't want me.
Yeah.
She had an approach of, and even if it was that initially, because she's a woman, y'all know
Right.
how women can be, especially the sisters. I'll say it. Email me. Even in that, she would come back and she would say, "All right, I heard you."
Yes, sir.
Gotcha. Yes,
sir.
Gotcha.
And okay, maybe I can, or if we can try it this way, then and so that's what I grew to love about Leslie was that she had the ability and the willingness to try on
Absolutely.
the things.
Did it take
that I
time?
felt. I think to answer that, yes, but I think that time, that's relative.
No, did it take time for you to realize this is the one?
Nah. I shared a couple of episodes ago that I knew.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you did.
I did too, yeah.
And-
Yeah.
Okay.
I
yeah.
knew.
It was like,
I knew
you
too.
gonna know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now,
I knew.
Yeah, I knew.
Yeah, I knew.
Now, one of the things that I know some men struggle with is, especially men who have acquired a lot of money, is and then meet somebody.
Sure.
When you meet somebody, because
Sure.
I think it's easier when you meet a woman. I know for me, and I was married for a long time. When I got married, my ex-wife was when I didn't have anything.
Yeah.
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 So when somebody's with you, and don't know
Yeah.
that your potential
Yes, sir.
is going to get you
Right. Absolutely.
anywhere.
Absolutely.
Yes, sir.
Because
Absolutely.
it's a lot easier for somebody to come in and men struggle with that.
Right.
When you get to this level,
Right.
how do you now know that your interest of a possible Mrs. Right isn't
Yeah.
based on what I can now do for you?
Yeah.
But if so one of the things that, it's easier. I was not
Yeah.
because, it's
Sure.
not a guarantee, but it's easier when people start out when they're not already there.
Right.
Yeah.
Because if
Yeah.
they will stick with you when you
Right.
have nothing.
Right.
You
Yeah.
know, so
you know
that's
what?
I-
That was part of my criteria. I wanted to meet somebody who could hold their own,
Absolutely.
who was already
Absolutely.
independently
Absolutely.
okay,
Yeah, absolutely.
holding their own, and wasn't dependent upon me.
Absolutely.
Because you can put what
Because
you have
I
together.
know what I have.
You can put it together.
I know what I can do.
Absolutely.
And I,
Be alive.
yeah,
You know,
yeah. but I knew my wife was good.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
That's
So I knew that she wasn't after that.
Right.
And that- and
So
that-
it was
that's
like,
the-
oh, okay.
Right.
That's important.
And
That's
see,
key.
to me, that goes into more of Michelle Obama.
Absolutely.
Because
Oh,
they
yeah.
Turn it, yeah,
come,
the- yeah.
yeah.
come with their
Just
own.
as- just as smart, if
I
not
don't
smarter.
need
Oh,
you.
yeah.
Yeah.
As a woman would say, I, don't
mean,
need
yeah.
you, boo boo.
Yeah. And they were already established in their field.
Already.
I was just
Again.
getting in my
Right.
field.
See, that's
so
what
it was like, oh,
so
okay.
That's
Chat
good.
said this,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
She was like, Chat was clearly way more established than I was.
Yeah.
But one of the things that got me was, even though she was established, one of the things was that she would look at my potential,
Yeah.
my flaws, and not expose them with harm, but say, I'm gonna ride with this. I'm gonna believe in this, even when you don't.
Yeah.
Or even with your flaws. I'm not gonna use this against you.
Right.
We gonna take care of this, we're gonna cherish this. And even when you fall, she was that one like, I got it. You just keep pushing, keep rooting, keep
Absolutely.
riding. So
Absolutely.
that's what's
Yeah.
up.
You know what, Ron? There was something else too, man. There was a lot of haters involved.
Always.
That was, oh, him,
Yeah.
His background, what he did,
Yeah.
know. And you
Yeah.
know what I had respect for? She never let none of that get to her.
Yes,
She never
sir.
asked me,
Wow.
like, hey, so-and-so told me about this.
Pick Table Talk, two of their shows that'll be airing on Hope TV, and we talked about relationships, and we talked about deal breakers and red flags. And as we move to talk about deal breakers, all red flags may not be deal breakers.
Right.
Every
Absolutely.
red flag is not a
Absolutely.
deal breaker.
Great point. Great
now,
point. I agree with
because
that.
a red flag is something that
That just should
is a
cause-
concern for
Right.
you.
Yeah.
Best credit rating.
Right.
They may not be the best with money. So
Right.
that's a red flag because I don't want us to struggle.
Right.
Now, if somebody is willing to say, you know what, you handle money better, you handle that.
Right.
That can overcome that red
Right,
flag.
right.
If you don't like the work at all,
Right.
that may be a deal breaker. So again, so let's talk. Go ahead, Greg.
I agree. So in other words, what I heard from him was that the red flag is a speed bump, not a
caution.
stop sign.
That's right.
It's caution.
right. It causes you to slow down enough to say,
Look at it.
Look at it.
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
Let me keep notice of that.
exactly.
Absolutely.
Don't
Let me
ignore
see
it.
where this
Don't
goes.
ignore
Do
it.
not
Right.
ignore it.
That-
Right.
don't ignore it.
ignore
Let me
red
see where
flags.
this goes.
Don't
Right.
ignore it.
Yeah, I
But
got
it's
it.
enough to
I'll go
say,
with that. For
okay.
a minute though, I was gonna say if it's a red flag, that's a no. Okay.
Yeah.
Think about some of the red flags that there can be. I mean, there can be many. There can be you can meet somebody and find out. You know, you just go out on dates and then you find out. Well, you ask their age. They may be younger than you typically date.
Right, right.
That's a red
That's
flag
a red
because of what can
flag.
come along. You know, but that's
But
not
the
That
necessarily.
don't mean
mentality
she might not be.
is
No,
very
but I'm,
mature.
no, I'm just saying the
Right,
fact,
exactly.
just
So that
that
could be the
fact
flip
alone
side.
may
Right.
not be a deal breaker,
Right.
or you know, or any, you know, it could
Right.
be anything
Yeah,
small.
yeah.
Because like you said,
Yeah.
I think both of your analogies are
Yeah,
very good.
yeah.
It caused you to just kind of, let me just.
Sure.
let me
Because a
keep- let
lot
me
of
keep that
people
there.
say, well, where you know where she from? They ain't no
Right.
good coming from there.
Right.
Wait a minute.
Let's talk real quick about. Let's just, and again, we got to wrap up this segment.
Sure.
There's so much to talk about. What is a deal breaker? Real quick, what's a deal breaker? What? Give me one deal breaker that would be a deal that was for you when you were. What was one deal breaker?
I had to think
Mine
about
was
that. Yeah,
somebody
you-
who smoked
Oh, yeah, yeah.
cigarettes. That was a deal breaker. You can't smoke. You can do everything else, but you can't smoke.
Don't
Email him.
Oh, email me.
I'm
Don't be
just saying.
ignorant.
But no.
don't be ignorant. Know how to handle yourself in public.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just smoke. There's a lot of things I just couldn't overcome.
Can't handle
smoking.
smoke.
What about you,
Bump
DeMarco?
this. Y'all, listen. This is the last episode. I'm gonna be 100. My deal breakers was teeth and feet.
They had to have
Come
them.
on,
They
man.
needed to have them.
Right?
I'm listen.
Which one do they have to have?
teeth and feet?
Which one did they have to
one
have?
do they have to
Listen,
have?
I don't know what it was.
You can have feet.
Hey, we got a place called Haven
You had to
House.
have
No, no, no.
You
We got a
didn't
place called Haven
Listen,
House.
I don't know.
I
Feet
would
was-
suggest-
Which one is that?
I would suggest that you get counseling on
This
this.
is the last episode. I'm just
Okay,
gonna
go
put it
ahead,
out
go ahead,
there.
go ahead.
Feed the teeth. You got it.
Feeding teeth.
What do you mean?
So-
we got to wrap this up. What do you?
So what happened was it never failed. Like they smile, I'm there, right? Now I got good teeth. My baby's straight, no braces, right? But I ain't saying they had to be perfect, but they had to all be there.
Pretty teeth and pretty feet.
Well, you listen.
I'm asking the
Gotta have
question. We
decent
try to-
teeth and decent feet.
No, you had to have amazing feet.
Okay, the
all right.
feet is a deal
All right.
breaker.
That
We
was
got
the
it.
deal. I'm like Marcus
Greg,
and
what do you-
Boomerang
I don't know.
feet.
I don't know.
You don't, there are no deal breakers?
I-
She could steal? What are we saying here?
No, I just can't pinpoint with a deal breaker. I think for me, listen.
Pull over this gas station.
No, honest. Check it out. My deal breaker was a woman that wasn't willing to try.
Okay, well, there
That
you
was my
go.
deal breaker.
That's a deal breaker.
Okay,
Okay,
that's a deal
That's a
breaker.
good one. That's a good deal
Yeah,
breaker.
yeah.
That's a good deal
Because see,
breaker.
I'm a
These
divorcee.
R&B.
Gotcha. So you gotta,
Answers.
Gotcha.
No hate,
I,
no
I,
shade.
think I think you need counseling. man.
Don't
we
act
need-
like y'all ain't looking
We
up
need to
feet.
get out of this segment because this is going
I think you
downhill.
need
If she
counseling.
had 3 toes, y'all was out of there.
Look, stay with us.
I-
We'll be right back. But that's debatable. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
When No One Is Watching by Alyssa Cole. The main character is moving back home. She's going back and she's really just noticing how the neighborhood is changing. New neighbors are moving in, old neighbors that have historically been there are moving out. And so the book takes you on this journey of the overall process of gentrification.
Some history behind that is that this has actually been going on for years, where they actually will zone people out and they will put people in a particular area and they will pay them to actually stay in this area. Like, I want you to stay in this area. You can't move here in the suburbs where I live at, but I'm going to pay you to stay over here. And once you move, the payment actually stops.
And I automatically think of greed, because that's really what it boils down to.
Sofia and Gabriel. Even though these old knees can't follow on your adventure to the forest today, these flowers represent my love. These stitches and threads join us together, and wherever you see a flower, a bird, a beautiful tree, know that my love is with you.
Make the forest part of your story at a park near you. Find one at discovertheforest.org.
Why do you believe that so many women are going into entrepreneurship, and why did you go into it?
Because it's necessary. That's what we do. We make ways out of no ways.
For me, I went into it because I had reached a certain level when I was in corporate America where I couldn't go any further.
When you look at corporate America, we're disenfranchised. We're always at the bottom of the totem pole. We're constantly having to be on and work on eggshells. That's not fulfillment for everyone.
Hey, welcome back to the conversation. It's time for That's Debatable, and this, if you saw the last segment,
Lord.
I apologize. This is what we get when we have us four talking. So again, we apologize to our executive producer.
I ain't apologizing for nothing. Y'all know y'all look at teeth and feet.
I want to talk about something that it's really important. It impacts all of us,
Yes, sir.
our families, our children. Black America. What
That's so
do
great.
you think?
Oh, man.
What's our image, Black America?
Oh, man.
Again,
Oh.
and from a Black America standpoint, we can't really look at it from a vantage point of people who don't look like us.
Right.
I think because there's varying opinion, but from our standpoint, what do you think our image is right now in the country?
I think we've got some work to do, but I don't think it's any more work than any other group of people. I think
agree.
I love my people. I love my culture, and I'm upset with people who don't take advantage of the opportunities that are afforded them and decide to go a route. However, because I have gone that route, I understand. You get to a point where you don't see hope. You take the easy way, thinking that you can get away. And I believe that if we want to see the image of our people be better, then we do better to help those who are making the decision to go down the wrong road to say, listen, I know where this road takes you. I've been on that road, but God got me out of it, and you can do the same. Matter of fact, let me help you. Let's find out. I think if we do more for each other and start being our brothers and sisters keeper even the more, I think we can do better. But as far as your question of what is the image of our people, I think that we are a great people. And I think that as long as we continue to help one another, we're going to be even greater. Now, that doesn't mean that we've got, but I look at who portrays the images of us.
Do you think so? And let me be more specific even about my question. Do you think that Black America thinks that Black America is doing great?
Under the circumstances, yes.
Okay. DeMarcus?
Man, I'm rooting for everything Black. And that's not saying I'm not rooting for anybody else, but I believe if you look at every situation, every affliction, we are always gonna push through. We always gonna come out on top. And I am a firm believer in everything has a Black hand in it, in a sense, like from food, from culture to music. And so from an image standpoint, I think we can all agree that it don't matter what race you are, but for the Black community, we always have something that we have to work on, right? But it boils down to the leadership, the generations, the shoulders we standing on, and then the generations have to take responsibility for carrying the torch. And so right now, I believe in current situations, the current circumstances, the current atmosphere, you always find the resilience of Black America continuously pushing to show it don't matter how hard you punch, we always gonna come out on top. We always gonna figure out a way. And even when you push us down, or we tear our own selves down, it's always gonna be a different group that's going to show you the better. So man, I'm rooting for everything Black.
Okay.
I actually think that I have a different answer.
I probably do too.
Yeah. I think that the culture of Black America is strong. I think that the image of Black America is weak.
The image?
When you take out sports figures, entertainers, well-to-do, you know, of course we have Oprah and we have Tyler and we have Jay-Z and we have billionaires. Yeah. We have that. When you take that image away, though, and you look at Black America, I feel like Black America, the image of Black America is weak from the standpoint of it's easy to see that we are disjointed. Let me give you an example. In current news, and y'all know I'm not a sports guy, but you've got the Black coach who just decided to sue the NFL for equity. I was watching on Sean King's social media, and he gave a list of how the NFL and Black America support this coach by standing with him, showing solidarity, showing their support, by either not playing or making public statements about standing with him, going on your social media, doing press conferences, things of that sort, to show your solidarity with this man. And then he called out, which I'm not gonna go into that, but he called out a major figure in Black America and said, this figure, this person, this specific person needs to stand up and show that I stand with him, okay? Now, then I turned around and I read the comments. And all the comments said, you're dreaming. It's never gonna happen. Those players are never gonna stand with him. Celebrity is never gonna come out because they got theirs, and that's up to you to defend what you got going on.
Yeah.
And so because of that, we never have a unified front enough
from an image standpoint.
To make changes.
My disagreement with that is who is showing the image? Because I believe, I'll take Atlanta for instance, there's a lot of unsung heroes here who are doing amazing things that you will never see advertised on what we call, but you'll see it on Black News Channel, you'll see it on Revolt Black News, you'll see it in those streams, but in what we decide as, or what we call the mainstream media, they won't talk about that. And I think throughout America, you have a lot of unsung heroes who are billionaires, millionaires, and everything else who are not being portrayed.
But don't misunderstand my point. My point is not necessarily that the image of that is not being portrayed. My point is those people are unsung. What is the support from our community of even those unsung heroes?
Right.
What is the support as a community of each other?
Yeah, and I would have to kind of lean towards more what Greg said with the image question, because I think our image is that we're disconnected.
Right.
I think we're disconnected, our image, and I think that's the image that Black America has in general of Black America. Certainly you can go in every village and hamlet and town and
find the heroes.
There are heroes. That's not the argument. But our image is what we see and what's in front of us. So an unsung hero doesn't really help we don't
my
see it,
argument
our
is-
image
so
is
my
not out
argument
there like
is,
that.
What's the lens that you're looking through?
No, because let me ask you a question. Let's think. This is if we're talking image, right? The image of Black America, right? Think back to 1965 when Dr. King was still alive, or prior to that when Malcolm X was still alive, right? Think about the image of Black America. Think about to this day, 2022, when we sing "Lift Every Voice and Sing," and we sing,
I'm glad you said that.
and we stand up as brothers. They show images from 1965.
But you know why?
You know what they show now? Black Lives Matter,
No.
and which in itself is a strong movement. Don't get me wrong, which in itself is a strong movement. But if you think Black Lives Matter, and this is my opinion, crucify, email me. But if you think Black Lives Matter imagery and 2022 imagery of Black America as a unified front, and then you think 1965 imagery of Black America unified front, that's when there was a unified front.
that's
But
skewed.
it's the
That's
same
when-
thing.
skewed by
It's the
who?
same thing.
Because the
Because-
media is going to give you certain, like it's going to give you a certain.
No,
I know
but-
we're talking
but-
about the
but
image. and I
the
think we
point
keep-
of them in 1965 was to tear down what they were portraying. They weren't trying to show Malcolm and Martin in a positive image.
okay,
They were
I
trying
think-
to show America that these are the troublemakers.
they?
But
in
that's what I'm
America.
saying.
The same people that y'all talking
No, we're
about.
not.
who
No,
are
no,
portraying
see,
it.
that's what I'm talking about.
You're
Us.
media. Right. You're talking about media.
That's what I'm saying.
You're wrong.
We talking about
We're not
us.
talking about
So you're
media.
saying-
We're talking about who
We're
is the
talking
black-
about us.
Who is,
You-
who is
I
the-
still
who is the black
disagree.
leader right
You're
now?
saying that
I still
the
disagree
image
with
of
you.
Who is
Black
the-
Lives Matter
who is the-
is worse than what it was with Malcolm and
No,
Martin?
no. What I'm saying is
It's
that
different?
as black people, the strength of black people is what I'm saying. When I think image, I'm not thinking about what is the image that people see of us inwardly. Us looking at ourselves.
Let me throw this, Greg, and let me jump in
Yeah.
and say what I think about, and hopefully it makes sense to you. When I think about then, I think about solidarity.
Right.
When I think about now, again, and I say solidarity, I don't mean that there are groups, there are small groups. When I think about that generation, and again, I know that we had everything going on at all
Right.
times.
No
But
doubt.
when I think about that generation of people,
You don't think the Black Lives
Listen-
Matter movement?
Jeff, you're talking about one group of people. There's even so much dissent within that. When I'm talking about, when I think about Black America as a whole,
As
in
a
that
whole.
time, I think about
Every-
solidarity, which that solidarity is what led to a lot of the changes in the laws that we have seen.
Absolutely.
But you
no,
can't.
we do not have that
but
now.
you can't.
Let me
You
tell you
can't.
something.
We got National
When I think
Action
about-
Network. We got the Black Caucus. We got
Okay,
SCLC.
no.
Some of the same organizations.
But
doing
no, I
the same
think you're
thing.
looking at, you're thinking
And
about.
they're impacting laws.
I think you're thinking about the organizations in themselves. Do we have it? That's not what we're saying. Having
But that's
organizations.
solidarity.
No.
No, it's not.
When I'm talking about the nation of people,
Right.
now, even what's
Overall,
portrayed. Let me
50
tell you
states
something.
of black folks.
Let me say. Let me give you a little better.
You heard of 50 Shades of Grey? I'm talking
Listen.
50 states of black.
And I know social media wasn't alive
Right,
back then.
that's correct.
So, but the outlets that were black represented portrayed a lot of what was happening in that time, which was a lot of the positivity and all that. Look at the outlets and the things that we have now. Look at and we have social media, so we can't discount it. It's claws and it's crabs in a barrel,
It's
making that
every
person
man
look
for
better.
himself.
that's
I
because-
I disagree.
Okay,
and
that's
the only
fine.
reason I'm
Okay.
saying that because it's hard to compare the two generations. When you talk back in Dr. King, Rosa Parks, that era, you're also talking about one image that was portrayed on a big scale. And it didn't matter whether it was a viewpoint from the Black America, white America, green America. So if we talk from Black American standpoint in that time, you gotta remember it's skewed because it's like it was always something negative that was always seen, etc. Right?
What do you mean?
In that time frame,
Like,
whether from a racial standpoint, from boy bus incidents, all that stuff. So after a while, it's hard to take out. What I'm saying is hard to take out one viewpoint from that generation and not take it out for this one, because in that generation yeah, everybody's gonna connect because all you saw was one thing.
That's all you see now.
Wait a minute.
No.
He just hit something. He
No,
just
no,
hit
no,
something.
no,
He don't even know he said
no,
it.
you don't.
No,
No,
he
you
just hit
don't.
something. He don't even
No,
know he
you
said
don't.
it. You know what the struggle was? It was a unified struggle. Everybody was trying to get equality. Now, the struggle is so disjointed is because a couple of your brothers and cousins have moved into these bougie neighborhoods, got behind the gate, and said, I don't need to do that no more because I made it.
Yeah, but
I made it.
what you just said is what we're saying.
You said the
Regardless of
same
how you
thing.
put it, what we're saying is exactly that.
disjointed.
No matter how it happened. Again, let me give you an
But
example.
that's what I'm saying.
In Montgomery, it took. Okay,
So-
But that's
but
an
you hear what I'm
extreme.
saying?
No. The times we're living in.
No,
extreme.
what I'm saying,
struggle was
no,
unified.
What I'm saying is that was
It was
a
unified.
Exactly.
But
It was
the
unified.
struggle, but we
because
have the
of the
same
ex- we have the
struggle.
same
Because
struggle.
everybody was on
You
one
know what?
thing.
Right.
You just made our point. We have the same struggle.
We have the
but
same
the unification
struggle. We're
in
not
Montgomery,
unified in fighting that
they
struggle.
shut down, and you tell me where this has happened now. They shut down a whole bus system because we stopped riding because of Rosa Parks.
We
Again,
did it.
We did it.
Right.
We listen to me. We walked. These people walked instead of for miles and miles and carpooled every day for weeks, months, over a year to make sure that happened. And guess what? That action, everybody together, not one person. And it changed.
Okay.
It changed
Okay.
their whole system.
Okay.
So to your point,
Right.
There was a goal. We still have those same struggles.
But it's not as wholesale as it was then.
It's not as
it's
extreme.
It is compartmentalized.
What does
And
that mean?
I think that we are dealing with it in the various areas that we need to do.
And not
it
all
might-
that from one.
And
one
it
big
might be
yeah.
this group doing this, it's this doing that,
Okay.
and it's that group doing that. And so it may not look like it's solidarity, but it's solidarity on the front that we are attacking it on different fronts.
Here is my question.
Those days it was wholesale. We gotta stop this.
Here's my
And
question.
we don't need to do.
But
and we-
here's my
oh,
question.
And that's the problem. We're not all working on the something
Right,
together.
because here's my
Because
question. Here's my
it's-
question, Jeff. Here's my question.
Go ahead, Greg.
To that point that you just made, here's my question. The things that are affecting us now, 2022, in Black America, the things that are affecting us now, right? Are we together as a unified front to see the level of change that was being impacted then because they were a unified front? Is what I'm asking you.
Okay, so you're in the entertainment zone.
Right.
So you see the injustices in that.
Right.
So you have a group of people who are concerned about it, informed about it, and know how to make a difference in that. I probably wouldn't do well in assisting you in it because I may not have the passion for it as your group does, but I'm passionate about this social justice thing, prison reform thing, outreach thing. So now I'm gonna take my group and we're gonna deal with this over here. Now, if in fact we all have to come together for something, we will. But this
I agree with that.
is just as
I
important
agree with
as
that.
what you're
Okay,
doing.
here's what-
And I need the expertise over here to deal with this, while you got the expertise over there dealing with that, and then we'll support each other
Okay,
when we need
that's
to.
fine. And that was happening all throughout history where they had different things they had to work on. They had to work on poverty and hunger and home. But when there was a cause that everybody had to, no matter what you were doing, hey,
And that
this
cause
cause
was we are
has to
black.
happen. We got to get this done. Everybody.
And I think that we have that. We saw that push.
With what?
I think that we celebrate each other. I think when there's a victory and there's a black person, we do great in celebrating
No,
each
even
other.
when there was
I
a
think,
struggle.
No. I think that if something major happens for a black person, we do great. We put it all over our social media. That's great. Boom, 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 boom. This is amazing
I
for Black
agree.
America.
And
right?
Yeah.
But using it, let's use as an example what I used a little while ago about this coach, right? Now we don't know what the outcome of that is going to be.
Right.
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 Okay. But
I think it's going to open the eyes.
it's going to open eyes, and the unified front that would affect change and change a system. Let's see if that happens.
Would be, and again, to his point, let me animate that for you.
Yeah,
Let me-
please.
a unified front would be if, and again, this is far-fetched, but I'm just kind of adding, if the if 70% of the players in the NFL are African American. So if those 70% said, until we have this percentage of players, coaches, we ain't playing it.
Well, I always say we.
And I'm not saying that I'm not saying that's their responsibility. I'm just giving an animation to what Greg is saying. I'm not saying that that's their responsibility to do that. I'm just saying that is what he's talking about. That level of
a unified.
You got to cut that, and that because that hits in the pocket.
But
again,
what happens is that we have developed. Oh, that's them.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? I thought so too, though. I think we don't react as fast, and I think that we get more. I think that we take our time and get more educated on the issue to find out, okay, I don't want to be in a public space with this, but I want to help the situation.
I don't think that. I don't
oh,
know about
I do.
That. I don't think that.
I think there's a lot of people behind the scenes.
No
that are
doubt about that.
moves
But I don't think that's the main thought. Though I don't want to be. Not in this time of public.
Why
everybody
would I
want to
be out front?
Jeff,
What's
everybody has social. Everybody's already out front. So everybody has social media promoting their cause.
What does it gain me to be out front?
The same thing.
If I can be behind the scenes.
The same
money
push.
And
the
get
same
the
thing. It gains them to have a social media that they're trying to get millions of followers.
If I could change legislation behind the scenes, why do I need to be in front of the camera?
We have all of the atrocities, all the racial atrocities that have happened. Again, they had to change law. The goal is to change some laws. All the people think about, and it's been horrible to our people, the people that have gotten killed.
And we've had some of that change because of the movements that we've had. Just recently, with the Black Lives Matter movement, when they were talking about the police discrimination.
I'm talking about laws. You're talking about what they talking about.
No. They had laws changed.
What major?
And they had major people
elected
to office.
National laws.
Yeah, educate me, because I'm
asking. I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm asking. What major?
We have a
national
crime
law
bill right now.
Where?
In the House, ready to go to the Senate to be voted on. It's a policing act that they've been trying to push. That was a combination from the things that have been taking place over these past couple of years dealing with police brutality. Okay? So it's there. Okay. It's there.
Okay. Should, and I'm asking this because again, it's not.
Okay.
I don't even know. This is me. And I know you hear about it in pockets about the voting rights, and you hear it in pockets. But I don't see. This is me. And you email me.
And that goes back to my point long ago about getting the stuff to us.
I don't know. Voting rights is about us mainly. Right?
Right.
I don't see. And I know you work social justice. So we have, and there are thousands and millions of people out there working on it. So this is not, they're just not being worked on. But I don't see a national unified push to where everything is that. Ain't nothing else important but that. It ain't
because
everything.
You don't see it, don't mean it ain't happening.
So that's kind of like
if I don't see it, it ain't image then, brother.
But what I'm saying is,
image is something that you can see, is it not?
No.
But you put.
Oh, come on! Don't come on!
Because you put a lot of
behind the scenes going on.
You don't see that, so that can't be image, brother.
That can't be the image of Black America.
Thank you. Come on, Jeff. Come on. You're reaching. You're reaching.
America look like.
So because there's not this big unity push, then the image is tarnished?
We're not saying we're saying that's not what the image is.
Because we don't control the media to push the narrative.
Here we go. We're not talking about media. We talking about.
But you got to take it.
That's where you get the image. You don't see it.
You got to take it into consideration. That's what I was saying earlier.
How else you gonna see it?
Okay, let me give you something. Let me make that real simple.
It's gonna be broadcast.
Okay, let's take image. Let's take it out of that big and let's bring it down some. Let's take it very, very close as far as image. You go down to a neighborhood and yards of man. We won't even put a race on it. We won't put anything on it. You just drive through a neighborhood and you have decent sized houses, but yards are not kept. Cars are no. We start talking about the basic image, and we can break it down. Sometimes breaking it down makes it bigger. You do that. What driving through that neighborhood? You don't know the people. You don't know the people who live in them houses. They could be honest, good people. You don't know them, but your image of that neighborhood is one thing. I don't care what you say. Your image is one thing. You go a few miles down the road and you come up on these nicer houses, maybe not mansions, but decent sized houses. Lawns are manicured. No cars in the yard.
You know what?
Your image, the image of that neighborhood is not the same image of this neighborhood. Am I right? No. Don't try to go somewhere.
No.
Until we, answer that, Greg.
So honestly,
you agree?
Honestly,
Okay.
Honestly, I can agree.
Okay, that's all
But
I'm saying.
I have a but. No, I'm saying. I hear what he's saying.
You got a
I hear
but
what he's
on
saying.
also.
I hear what he's saying, but I have a but.
Okay, go
because
ahead.
At the end of the day, I've driven that into neighborhoods that don't look like well kept up, et cetera, and you open the, and they are not the image that you thought it was. Yeah, I'm being realistic.
Okay,
You open the door and it's not different.
No. What I'm saying, this is what I'm saying.
What do you mean it's not the image?
I hear what you're saying.
Because I think you're confusing image with reality.
I'm not confusing.
Reality is what it actually is. Image is what you saw.
But what I'm saying is what you're doing is
Kirkland.
you're taking out, it's like you're taking out bits and pieces when you have to fuse. Like, so I've been working in where I worked before. There have been neighborhoods that I've driven to, yes, and your first thought is a certain image.
Got you.
But what I'm saying is, even though that's your first thought, the reality piece of it is, I've driven in those neighborhoods and it's been predominantly a different image.
Yeah.
And
What do you
so
mean
I
a
have
different
to.
image?
You told us to keep certain races out.
No.
But the image that I thought it was, if we just keep it.
Oh, you're trying to say about the people? I thought it was the people.
No, just the
That's what I'm saying. When you go with the,
what I'm saying is,
I'm not. That's why I say take color out of it. I'm not talking about who I thought. Listen, what I'm saying. I'm not talking about who I thought lived there. I'm just talking about the
image
quality
that
of the. You thought
you drive out of that neighborhood.
You drive into that neighborhood and you see the houses unkept, regardless of skin color. We can say, regardless of skin color or anything, that may not be your thought. It must be this color neighborhood. I'm saying your image is these
The neighborhood itself
This is not a great
not well
neighborhood
kept.
just because of what you see. That's what I'm saying. The image.
Okay.
Now, the people in there are probably wonderful
you
people
have to
that
go
just
by.
don't keep it up. Now you go down the street and it's the same type of houses, but manicured, lined streets, all that. You're just your image of the neighborhood. Image is just impression because you can see it. It's not. The reality may be different because you can have in that really nice house a lot of racist, mean, nasty people, but your image is what it.
Is what you take
Thank you.
away
That's
from
all. That's all I'm saying.
Okay.
still,
Let me ask you this.
Just
We
for the sake
getting
of the
close, y'all.
conversation.
We're getting close.
Go ahead.
Just for the sake of the conversation,
You and then you, Greg. We gotta wrap it up.
being a millennial and being
There you go with that millennial.
well, I believe that the black image, the black viewpoint from Black America is still strong. It's still unified. I understand we may not be unified to the degree of Dr. King's generation, but to what Dr. Jeff was saying was we're unified in our different pockets. And you can see where if that pocket and my pocket cross or fuse, there's a unification that takes place. We might not all be all in one pot here, but that doesn't mean we're not unified to a degree from an image standpoint.
Yeah, well,
so that's what I'm saying. I disagree, but everything y'all are saying, I believe everybody.
I feel you.
Everybody
I
feels
feel you.
that. But I think we just fighting differently.
I think
we're doing things differently.
you're definitely right in the workings of it. I think what Greg and I are both agree on is that on a national level, because you said earlier, you cannot see all of that stuff. So if I can't see all of that, it's hard for that to be the image. I think that's why I say I think it's somewhat disconnected. Maybe because, and it's not that it's disconnected because we don't want to unify and we're not doing anything.
Right.
It's just that it's maybe.
Right.
And you said another word. It's compartmentalized. And if this is in this compartment and that's in this compartment, it's hard to we need everything up. So again,
but I learned,
last comments. We gotta go.
I learned from a guy on the other side.
Okay.
Caucasian persuasion. Sure. Because I was that radical guy early on.
Gotcha.
Okay.
Like we got to be uniform.
Yeah.
And this guy said, Jeff, listen, everybody is not going to be seen doing what you want. They're just doing, and they don't have the time to be seen.
I don't have any doubt about that.
Right. Greg, last comment. What's the last comment?
I don't
Greg?
have any doubt about that.
But at the end of the day,
You want them to be out there.
at the end of the day, the question is, and y'all have your opinion and mine, because the question is, what do you feel the image of Black America is?
Gotcha. Look, folks, we hope this has been enjoyable for you. It's been a lot. But again,
I need coffee,
and you
man.
weigh in on that yourself. Let us know what you think about the image. And again, we know there's a lot of great people out there working to make our life better.
Absolutely, no
and we
doubt,
applaud
no
all
doubt.
of them. But we always want to
Keep
be
the fight,
honest and
brothers,
straightforward
sisters.
and give our
Absolutely.
opinions. Again, thank you for joining us for season 2 of The Conversation. We'll be back for season 3 with much more of this. Thank you to our team behind the scenes, our executive producer, Benson Aladdin, and his team. And for my co-host, Greg Kirkland, this is Marcus Smith, Jeff Fauntleroy. Look, another great season. Thank you so much for joining us. Stay tuned and watch all the other great shows on the Hope TV network. We'll see you next season. Take care.
Hey, mama.